Hey, what's going on? Once again, it's Not Real. I figured I'd come out here and do a video real quick. Just talking about my plans for trying to upset the music industry a little bit. I talked about it a little bit earlier in my previous video today, but the explanation wasn't great, so I'll get into it a little more depth. I'll spend a little more time with it right now. You see, I'm on the beach here in Copacabana, so the sun is in my eyes, so hopefully I'm not squinting too much for you guys. But yeah, the whole basic concept of the application, the whole basic concept of the idea is that right now a lot of us are seeing the NFT space blow up, but it's pretty much for completed songs. It's not for individuals who are starting the process, which is definitely going to be the producers. So, we kind of get left out of the conversation because nobody really appreciates the song until it's already finished. So what I'm going to try to do and what I'm going to try to create is is a platform for producers to actually come through, produce their music, put it on the platform, maybe even sell it in the form of an NFT, but at the same time sell it in the form of a beat lease at the same time. And so you'll have the producer on the site, you'll have the artist be able to go to the site, choose what lease they want, buy that lease, and then that smart contract is going to dump that lease into the artist's portfolio or catalog. And then once the beat is in the catalog, the artist can record it, do whatever they got to do. Once the beat's recorded, once the song's recorded and it's finished, the artist just needs to put down all they need to do is put down the information. Say, okay, the producer information should actually transfer over into the smart contract for the song itself when they go to record it. So it should already be present. That's kind of what I'm shooting for. So we never kind of forget who to pay as a producer. And then I got to keep my eyes out here because there's a lot of assaults, a lot of stealing out here right now. So I got to keep my eyes open here. So sorry about it if you're hearing the traffic too. But so what'll happen is the smart contract will go to the artist. It'll already be populated with the producer information. If there's multiple producers, they already have their information in there. The artist will be responsible, their management will be responsible for adding the artist information, anybody who featured on the song, whoever their manager is, whoever their, whoever a songwriter is. If there's a songwriter, maybe somebody who sang a hook or something like that, they're gonna put in all that information for those people as well. And then they're gonna upload the song. And now the smart contract should be such that it just pays out automatically. So my idea is, instead of going to the record label and saying, hey, I need such and such amount of money to promote the album or whatever, basically it'll be on the artist to kind of promote themselves and do it the independent way. But right now what you see is like Spotify and these places, they're not really paying the artists. They're not breaking bread with these smaller artists. They're taking basically the majority of the money they're getting for these advertisements. They're taking the money that they're getting from the majority of the money that they're getting, from subscribers. They're taking that money and they're paying it to the bigger artists, because of course you got to cater to the bigger artists to keep them on your platform. But I'm thinking of doing a platform just for the independents, where the bigger artists, maybe if you're signed, you're not able to be on this platform. And now if you have a fan base that says, hey, I like your music, I mess with your music, try not to cuss because I don't know how this is going to work, monetization rise eventually. So I mess with your music, I feel like your music is great, so I'm willing to pay you 20 cents a week, 25 cents a week to be able to stream this particular catalog of music. Maybe it's an album, maybe it's just a bunch of singles that you're putting together, 10, 15, 20 singles, but they get access to that whole collection. But they're going to say to you, I'm going to pay you 25 cents a week or whatever. So that's basically a buck a month. If you got 4,000 people, that's like $4,000 a month that's coming the artist's way. That's revenue that's generated by the artist, because that's your fan base. And then based on the smart contract, when that money comes in, basically if they're paying through Ether or whatever, cryptocurrency or whatever they're paying through, that money will divide out just based on the percentages that are in the contract for the smart contract. You know, I'm thinking, you know, maybe like a 30% pool for producers, a 30% pool for songwriters, you know, a 10 or a 15 or 20% pool for management. You know, just a breakdown. We'll have a breakdown of it or whatever, and whatever that pool is, if there's 3 producers, they're going to share that 30%. If there's 2 songwriters, the songwriter is going to share that percent. If there's no songwriters, the artist is the songwriter, then the artist is going to get their share plus the songwriter percent. That percentage is just unused, so it's going to go to the artist. So, you know, typically in rap songs or whatever like that, the artist is going to be the one who's writing their verses and stuff like that, so they don't really have to worry about it. So, you know, they don't really have to worry about songwriters and things like that unless somebody's writing a hook or whatever. But, you know, it's an incentive for, you know, for the artist to actually put out their own music and actually get paid for it. So I have a little breakdown of it. I wrote it out or whatever on paper or whatever. That's the first step to actually manifesting something, getting it done. But, you know, but the fan base will actually, you know, contribute to your success, contribute to your career. Like even with 4,000 people, if you have one producer, maybe a songwriter, maybe a manager or whatever, and then yourself, the artist could end up taking home maybe 30-something thousand of that 40-something thousand. The rest goes to the producer, goes to these other people. Maybe for the year, they take home like 30 grand. That's still a lot more than, you know, than what most artists are getting from Spotify or places like that. So that's kind of like the idea that I've got. So I haven't fleshed it out totally yet. I haven't been able to find a blockchain or whatever that I feel like can do this for us. We don't want fees to be super high, minting fees to be super high, gas fees to be super high. We don't want that either. So I'm just looking at some different things. I looked at Holochain, Kadena, and some other chains or whatever. I'm just kind of searching for some solutions. I don't have funding for it yet, but we can find funding. I think if we're creating something that's really working and that's really making an impact, I think we can find funding for it. Might have some investors and people that want to come in. We might be able to fund it even through NFTs. You know, hey, you're part of the NFT space here, so we might be able to fund it for you know, through that means as well. So it's just an idea that I got right now, but I feel like they're ignoring us as producers. They're not even counting us in the process. They're just looking at the end product, and we're still going to end up in a situation where we got to wait to get paid, and I don't like that. So I'm gonna jump out of here, jump off the beach real quick. It's a little hot today, so I'm gonna jump out of here. I hope that I explained it pretty well for you. You guys got an idea what's going on or whatever. I'll probably run a space or whatever, a Twitter space, so that you guys can understand a little bit more about what I'm talking about and maybe put your ideas into it, and maybe we'll see what happens. All right. So once again, this is Knock Real. I hope everybody's having a great day. Everybody be safe, and we'll talk to you soon. All right. Peace.